You ever watch a professional soccer or football game and just find yourself staring at the field? I mean, it's perfect. It's this impossibly green carpet. You never see puddles, no mud pits, no worn-out patches, even if it's pouring rain or the players are just tearing it up. So how do they do that? You might think, oh, it's just really, really good grass. But the truth? Well, the truth is way more complex and honestly, a lot cooler.
What you're actually seeing on game day is just the very top layer of this incredibly deep engineered system. The real secret to that perfect green surface isn't what's on the soil, it's what replaces the soil completely. So let's grab a shovel and dig in to see how this whole thing works.
So here's our game plan for this explainer. We're going to peel back the layers of the turf, literally. We'll start with the basics you already know, the lines and dimensions of the pitch. Then we're going to dig into the muddy problem that makes regular fields fail. After that, we'll excavate the unseen foundation, see how they plant the perfect grass on top, and finally, put it all together to reveal the engineered masterpiece hiding just beneath the players' cleats.
All right, first things first, let's start with what we can all see, whether we're in the stands or watching on TV. The field itself is a super specific and highly regulated environment. Now, these dimensions aren't just picked out of a hat. You can see there's some wiggle room for general play, but when you get to the professional level, the rules get much tighter. FIFA actually recommends a sweet spot of 105 by 68 meters. And why? It's all about consistency. It guarantees a fair and familiar battlefield for the best players in the world, no matter which stadium they're in.
And of course, all those white lines aren't just for looks. They are the game. The famous 18-yard box, that's where a simple foul becomes the high-stakes drama of a penalty kick. That little 6-yard box is for goal kicks, and the center circle makes sure everybody starts the game fairly. Every single line has a job, creating the geometric stage where the action unfolds.
Okay, but all those perfect lines and dimensions mean absolutely nothing if the ground underneath turns into a swamp. And that brings us to the fundamental problem that sports engineers had to solve.
This quote from the OSU Horticulture Department just hits the nail on the head. Think about it. Regular dirt, especially the kind with lots of fine particles like clay and silt, is just awful for sports. When it gets wet, it acts like a sponge. And when a bunch of athletes run all over it, those tiny particles get squished together. That's called compaction, which makes it even harder for water to escape. The result? You guessed it, a mud pit.
Right, so this is the million-dollar question for every groundskeeper and stadium manager on the planet. And the answer is pretty mind-blowing. It's not about finding better soil or planting some kind of super grass. The real answer is to get rid of the native soil, almost completely.
And this is where we put on our hard hats and start excavating. Because to really get the solution, we have to look deep underground at the hidden foundation that makes modern sports even possible. And there it is. This is the secret sauce. Forget topsoil. A pro-level field is built like a layer cake. Yeah, you've got the native dirt way down at the bottom. But on top of that, you have this whole sophisticated system of pipes, then gravel, and crucially, a really deep layer of sand. The entire system is engineered for one purpose and one purpose only: get water away from the surface as fast as humanly possible. Let's start at the very bottom and build our way up. The first piece of the puzzle is the subsurface drainage. This is basically a grid of special pipes with holes in them laid out in trenches deep under the field. Their only job is to be a destination for all that rainwater. It soaks down, enters the pipes, and gets whisked away from the field. Think of it like a super efficient highway system just for water.
And even here, there's some serious engineering going on. It's not just a random jumble of pipes. They can be laid out in different patterns, like a simple grid or this more complex herringbone design you see. It's all about making sure every square inch of the field can drain water efficiently based on the field's specific slope.
Building this foundation is all about precision. I mean, for water to flow through those pipes, the trenches they sit in have to have a perfectly consistent slope. We're talking just a 1 or 2% grade. It's tiny. So how do they do it? With laser-guided trenching machines. Yeah, lasers. They dig these perfect channels, making sure gravity does all the work. It's incredible high-tech construction for something nobody will ever see.
Okay, so let's run through the build process. First, you dig out a giant hole, about 16 inches deep, right where the field will be. Then, you lay down that whole network of drain pipes. Next, you cover all the pipes and the entire base with a 4-inch layer of gravel. This helps water move really fast down to the drains. And then, the most important part.
You top it all off with a massive 12-inch deep layer of pure, specially chosen sand.
And listen, this is not the kind of sand you find at the beach. This sand is basically a scientific prescription. You can see right here the recipe is incredibly specific. You want the vast majority of the sand particles to be coarse because that creates big gaps for water to fall right through. At the same time, you have to keep those superfine, dusty particles to an absolute minimum because that's the stuff that clogs everything up. It is a very precise science.
All right, so our super durable, fast-draining foundation is built. We basically have a giant, perfectly engineered sandbox. Now, we just need to bring it to life and make it green. And just like the sand, the grass isn't just any old seed from the hardware store. It's a specific blend chosen for peak performance. Think of it like a superhero team. First, you have perennial ryegrass. This is your tough guy. It can take a beating all day long, but it's not great at healing itself. That's where its partner, Kentucky bluegrass, comes in. This one is the healer. It sends out roots underground to naturally fill in any divots or bare spots. Together, they're the perfect tag team.
So how do you plant seeds on a giant bed of sand without them all just blowing away? Well, they've got some pretty cool tech for that. One way is to use a drill seeder, which basically pushes the seeds directly into the sand so they make good contact. Another popular method is hydroseeding, which is awesome. They spray this green goo all over the field that contains a mix of seed, mulch, and fertilizer. The mulch acts like a glue, holding everything in place until the seeds can sprout.
Now check out this number, 6 to 8. What do you think that is? No, it's not how many games are played on it a week. That is the number of times a brand new field needs to be watered per day. Yeah, per day. Because the sand foundation drains so incredibly well, the surface can dry out in a flash. So during those first few weeks, the irrigation system is working almost nonstop just to keep the baby grass seedlings alive.
So when you put it all together, the drainage, the gravel, the scientific sand, the superhero grass blend, you start to realize you're not just looking at a field. You're looking at a high-performance machine built for growing turf.
This is it. This is the recipe for a perfect field. It all starts with that precisely sloped base. You add a web of drainage pipes, layer on the gravel, then a foot of scientific sand. You plant a special hybrid grass, and then you give it a very, very careful diet of water and nutrients. Every single one of these layers is absolutely critical. If one fails, the whole system fails.
And what do you get for all that incredible effort? You get a playing surface that can withstand the punishment of over 100 professional games a year, not to mention practices in any kind of weather, and it still looks immaculate on game day. It's an absolute triumph of engineering. So the next time you're watching a game and the camera pans across that pristine green pitch, I want you to take a second and think about what's really underneath it all. It's not just grass. It's a 16-inch deep, multi-layered, invisible marvel of science and engineering, designed for one reason: to create the perfect stage for the perfect game.